Hello everybody, it's your boy KirbyDK10 here, coming at you with another episode of the Overkill Podcast. We are on episode 100, baby, the big 100.
Let's go.
And I'm here with my co-host, Meta Knight.
What's up?
Otherwise known as I'm Meta Frankie.
I change my name every 2 days. Alright.
Oh, just forget it. I guess we'll just hop right into it with kind of our first thing that's on the docket here. And that is, I kind of want to do the Game Awards first, actually. And so at the Game Awards, there was clearly the favorited game to win, which was Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And this game swept, I think 9 different categories.
Crazy.
And I haven't even played the game, to be honest. And I don't know. I've watched gameplay of it. To me, it looks like kind of like a newer Final Fantasy / Persona kind of game, like at least gameplay wise. To me, that's like the biggest thing, and
right.
It's just definitely not my type of game. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's to be honest, it's not really a game I'm interested in. It looks beautiful. I've seen a little bit of it because one of the people I watch plays it. They always call it the French game.
Yeah.
It was made by Frenchies. But, it's kind of a, like RPG Persona game. It probably would be a game I would like if I didn't have so many other, like, platformers and kind of, other options that I'd rather play.
Yeah. And and to me, it gives me a lot of, like, I don't know what what the setting exactly is, but it kind of gives me a lot of like Harry Potter vibes, mixed with more like, I guess, dark fantasy.
Yeah, that's basically the vibe. It's basically like just dark fantasy with magic and stuff.
Yeah, here are all the categories it won. So it obviously won Game of the Year, Best Art Direction, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Performance with Jennifer English as Melee, I believe is how you say that. Best Score and Music, Best Independent Game, Best RPG, and Best Debut Game.
Damn. Okay.
And I don't know. To me, my personal Game of the Year probably would still be Donkey Kong if I had to choose from the nominees. But if I had to choose my own Game of the Year, it'd probably be Kirby Air Riders. That's just because I don't care too much about like the story of games. So to me, it's like mostly about the gameplay, and I'm sure Clair Obscur has a great story, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't care, and also even if I did play it, I'm sure I wouldn't like it because I don't like RPGs, unless they're action RPGs, and it's like pretty clearly turn-based. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd be pretty cooked on this one. I mean, obviously the game looks beautiful. I don't even know if our computers are even good enough to run it, though, to be honest.
Yeah, really? I don't know. I think they could, but...
Yeah, I mean, you might be right. It just looks like it requires some fancy stuff. I don't know.
Well, I guess we can go on to the next story, because I kind of goes right into that, but
yeah, I guess so. What was I doing
NVIDIA.
here? Oh,
Yeah, the big news for this week was NVIDIA announced that they're cutting GPU production by 30 to 40% starting in 2026. Their big plan for this is they want to focus on AI, and they're investing more heavily into AI, meaning that Well, if the supply for the GPUs is going to stay the same, but they're creating less, that means the GPUs are going to go up in price. It's basic economics. So, with
Cooked.
the whole RAM situation, I don't know if you've seen RAM, but like I think GDR5, I think 64 gigabytes of that is like $900 or something.
Crazy.
And I mean,
It's actually crazy.
GDR4 is also like super expensive too. It looks like it's coming down a little bit. I see 700 for 32 gigabytes, which is still, that's crazy for RAM. I mean, used to be able to get like 16 gigabytes of RAM for like $40-$50. So it's cooked. It's all, a lot of it's because of the AI, man. I don't know. I think the AI.
Bro, that is cooked. Everything. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I think we might see a little bit of a. I think we might see kind of like. You know how like everyone was scared about like the whole. We're gonna run out of IP addresses or we're gonna run out of website domains in like the 2000s.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna see that with like AI. I think at some point, it's just not gonna be profitable to make it anymore. I hope that's the way that it goes because I don't like it at all.
Well, yeah, it's kind of ruined it kind of ruins everything it touches. And I was talking to someone about this, in a at work. I think that all these companies, they see it as like this next big thing, and they're investing so hard into it. But to be honest, for what they use it for, they just use it to like write emails and do like risk assessments, which like they've hired accountants to do risk assessments for, ever since companies have been a thing. So it's really silly to pay AI to tell you the risk of things whenever a human can do it. And it's going to be a lot cheaper than building, a million facilities and then having everyone that's in the area, all their water goes up, their electricity goes up in cost, everything they have to deal with, like the whole local population just gets cooked. It's stupid to me, but, I don't know. I guess I'm just not with the future on that.
Yeah, you also have noise pollution because data centers and big AI servers are very loud. So
yeah, fuck it, throw that on there too.
And yeah, the power draw is crazy. But yeah, and the thing too for me is AI can just create things so fast, and if let's say it can create whole video games, right? At some point, if it gets to that point, you'll just have so much media out there that like people can't consume it all. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think at some point that at least for media wise, I think it'll kind of crash it. I think people.
To be honest, I kind of already feel like I'm at that point where like there's just. Well, I guess I think we're kind of already there. Like I was talking about this too. Is I don't know how true it is that like everything online is permanent still. Like obviously a lot of stuff is, but it's been interesting because I think like for example, if you were to delete a video off YouTube now, I don't think they keep a backup of it. I doubt they keep it back up more than for a couple of days. Like, I don't think they pay to have that kind of storage anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we got too much.
Yeah, I mean,
I was hoping to upgrade like my GPU here in maybe a year or two. And
right.
I don't think it's happening now. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know anymore. To be honest, it's probably going to take another 5 years for it to go down, or it's going to be like an AI bubble when these companies get over it. It's really companies that are obsessed with it. Every once in a while, you meet like an individual. It's like, man, I just can't get enough of AI, dude. It's always the fucking Bitcoin bros. But I just, I don't know. I'm getting sick of it. It's like the music it makes, it's crap. The art it makes is crap. It's just, I've used it for like advanced kind of math problems, and it's wrong like 30% of the time. So, you know,
Yeah. Um,
have you found that too?
yeah, I've like looked up, like, for instance, like at my work one time, I was just curious, and I looked up like Kirby Air Rider, like facts about Kirby Air Riders, and it was like there's no such thing as a game called Kirby Air Riders. You only have Kirby Air Ride on GameCube, and I was like, what do you mean? What? It didn't know, because I guess the game was really new at that point, like a couple days old, so it hadn't have been updated yet, and I was like, what are you on about, bro? But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Honestly, what the fuck is it on about?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll crash eventually. It reminds me a lot of like it reminds me a lot of kind of like Bitcoiny, like tech bro stuff, where it's like everyone's so hyped up about it, and then it's just gonna kind of die down.
Yeah. To me, yeah, it's kind of like the new Bitcoin.
Cause yeah,
Or the new
it can
dark
only
web.
do.
It's just the new buzzword.
Yeah, it'll have its applications. Like the one use I have found that I think is cool is there's this app that the whole friend group's kind of gotten on, and it's you can take a picture of your food, and it like calculates the calories. And a friend was showing it to me, and it was pretty accurate. Like he made an omelet with 2 eggs, some bacon, some cheese, and like some peppers, and it caught the fact that it was made with 2 eggs. It caught the fact that it had cheese and peppers. It only missed the bacon. So like I think it is really cool for things like that, like where you take a picture of like food and it calculates calories or whatever. That's pretty cool. But and even then it's still wrong. So
Yeah.
I guess I guess this kind of ties into like something that we're moving towards, you and I and kind of the group overall, is going back and kind of playing these older games, I think. Because I'm not gonna lie, these newer games, they're just not that great. I think Nintendo's had some bangers recently, but I mean, all these like new games, they try to be so large and these big like cinematic experiences, like we were just talking about Expedition 33. But I really feel like overall, we're getting kind of tired of these big releases, and like we don't even bother to buy them anymore.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow we're going over to a friend's house, and we're gonna put together some Game Boy. We're gonna rebuild the Game Boy Advance, and you're gonna rebuild your SP that we have, and we're gonna, go back, and I got some of those EverDrives for us, and we're gonna boot up some games and play. It's gonna be awesome. So, and going back and playing some of these old games like Metroid Fusion. It was one of the remakes of the remake of Super Metroid on the GBA.
Yeah.
Is really good. I've been playing it a lot on like a phone, on my phone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just called. Is it just called Super Metroid?
I remembered what I wanted to say about the NVIDIA AI stuff.
What?
I think it's also another reason why, like, all the consoles, like, you've seen Xbox raise their prices, you've seen Nintendo raise the price of the original Switch, you've seen PlayStation raise their price, you've seen all these companies raise the price. I think it's because NVIDIA's made them pay more for their GPUs and whatnot, but maybe not. But basically, like, I think everyone uses the NVIDIA for their GPUs. Maybe PlayStation uses AMD, but I know Xbox and Nintendo at least use both the Switch and the Switch 2 use the NVIDIA GPUs. So I think that's kind of why their prices have gone up. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for the Game Boy Advance stuff because I've kind of been recently on a little Kirby kick, so I want to play the. I know we own one of the Kirby games. I think it's Nightmare in Dreamland. It's one of them where Meta Knight. I know Meta Knight at the end gives you a sword to like have a fair fight with him at the end. But I don't remember if it was that one or the. I think it's just Return to Dreamland. I don't know. There was a couple of Kirby games on the Game Boy Advance.
There were a couple games. There were.
The Amazing Mirror was the other one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure though it was Nightmare in Dreamland. Yeah. Also.
Yeah.
So wait. So I think you're saying the Game Boy Advance can also play original Game Boy games too?
It can in color, and that was a native feature it had.
Oof. Yeah, but I don't think we ever got any of the.
We did not. We were strictly Advance.
Yeah, we didn't know
gamers.
We didn't know the tech.
To be fair, yeah, we were kind of isolated, like video game wise. I don't know how I'd split that, but we didn't buy a lot of games every year. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get Fire Red and Leaf Green, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I might. I think going back and doing this, maybe I might pick up a few like legitimate cartridges. The issue that I'm running into is like I'm looking at GameStop right now at Metroid Zero Mission, the cart, and it's like $53 used. Like that's tough. That's a tough sell to me.
Kirby's Dream Land. For the original Game Boy is almost $30 on GameStop. Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing too. Is like the Nintendo, or at least like the retro side of things, is really getting expensive too, because I think the demand has gone up. Whereas like 10 years ago, people weren't really into the retro stuff because they were so obsessed with the new consoles. I think a lot of like the price increases, you have people going back and playing games. So I think the demand has gone up there. That's why they're more expensive.
Oh, yeah, I think most certainly that's the case. Yeah,
which really sucks. Like, I know I'm big on like owning the games physically, and so, for instance, last week I went and got Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I already have it on Switch, so I just decided to get it on Wii U physically. I have it on Switch digitally.
Right.
But I like to own my games physically. So.
Well, here's a question I have for you. This is kind of an interesting one. So I found this site, and they're called Retro Gamers US. Wow, that is a fucking URL. And apparently it's legit, but what they do, and I guess I'm curious on how you feel about this. They buy GBA shells, and they essentially put like an emulated version of the game on these manufactured GBA shells.
Huh.
Now,
yeah.
I mean, you're obviously not collecting the real game, but I will say, I mean, that's kind of cool. It is a way to, collect something physical. I guess it is kind of pointless in a way, because it's not really that game, like the original game. But how do you feel about something like that? That's kind of a weird gray area, huh?
Yeah, it is a weird gray area. They also look like they have their own original games, too, that they have published.
Yeah, they might.
At least for the N64 here. What I see is they got Pokemon Racer or Pokemon Kart 64.
And I'm looking here at like at GameStop, and they have like Pokemon Leaf Green, which would be the one I'd get, and then they've got the Metroid Zero Mission. And all these carts are like $50, which isn't horrible, but it's still like, man, that's old game to be charging that much for. I guess it's fair though.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy, dude.
but yeah, like I said, I ordered these things called the EverDrive, which I think you've heard of before. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Like a long time ago, whenever you were getting into retro games, I remember you mentioning them. But yeah, they make a GBA cart, and that's what I ended up getting us. They also make an N64 original Game Boy. They even make like NES. Goodness gracious,
Oh,
they make one of these for every console, and it's kind of cool because you can basically load all your games up on this one drive and just put it in there and still use original hardware, which I think is really sick.
yeah.
Um, it also seems really convenient for like if you're doing what we're doing, where you're actually uh, re like if you're actually remaking your Game Boy, it seems nice to have all your games ready to emulate.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that'd be nice because I know there's a lot of I've been on a little Kirby kick recently, and I've wanted to at least play all the Kirby games and maybe beat a couple of them because I've always been a big fan of Kirby since Kirby Air Ride and Melee. I played Kirby, and Brawl I played Kirby, but I just never got into the series a whole ton. We played like a couple of the spin-off games like Epic Yarn, and I think I remember we had Canvas Curse on the DS, the one where you would like
We
draw a
did.
path for Kirby,
That one I know we did.
which was just, I don't know, it was such a mean game.
The perfect game, I
Was
think.
it? Yeah. They do have. There was a sequel to Canvas Curse on the Wii U. Yeah, the Rainbow Curse was what it was. And I was looking at it, and it's like $50 on eBay or something. I was like, bro, what?
Yo, what the fuck?
That's the thing too, is like the Nintendo games are really retained value.
Yeah.
So
Well, they do. I will say, what is interesting is, so I went to Walmart.com as well, and I think it's because third-party sellers can get on there. Because like if you go on there, you can find I can find Pokemon Leaf Green in this case for $12. But to be honest, it doesn't look like it's the actual game. It looks way too new to be legitimate,
yeah.
and way too
Probably
bright
is.
also.
There is a lot
Yeah.
of reproductions. I know some of the NES cartridges that I have that I bought at like retro game conventions. I looked at them. If you look at the back, the screws are in different positions than they would actually be on a real cart. And so I figured out that I do have a couple like reproduction cartridges of NES games, which I don't really care too much for. Like to me, it doesn't really take away from the fact that it's basically the same game. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just someone just put it on a flash cart and package it up. It's a little shitty that they don't that they probably were never straightforward about it, but like right here, here's the set of 5 Pokemon game cartridges for Game Boy Advance. It's got Ruby, Fire Red, Sapphire, Leaf Green, and Emerald. And you're like, all right, buddy.
yeah, well, and I'm sure the sellers didn't even know that there was reproduction. Maybe I don't know,
Right.
but
I mean, that's kind of why I can respect that one site that I found a little bit more, where they tell you at least. I mean, they also put it in like a different color cartridge than what it came on. So like these Metroid cartridges, the original ones were like that, nasty gray that they come on. So I can at least respect.
Yeah.
I can at least respect that they're honest and they're like, these are reproduction carts. Fine, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At least you told me. Well, let's see. What else? Is that all we had? We kind of went on a tangent there, but I think we were holding that in. Oh, I guess owning games physically too. This is kind of something that I've gone back and had a bit of a renaissance with. Obviously, I hold on to the N64 that we had, way back when, and all those games. And that's the only console I've ever cared to keep games for physically.
Yeah.
Because I like that console so much. But actually, on the Switch and the Switch 2, I actually have a few games that I've actually gone back and bought physically. Like I went and got Smash and Mario Kart and few others. But my point being is, like, I don't mind owning some games digitally, but like there are a few where I think it's worth it just in case the shop ever shuts down. Like, I think it'd be really cool, like 20 years from now, to play Smash Bros. Ultimate and be like, wow, look at this shit. Maybe not. Maybe it's not worth it at all, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been a big stickler on owning games physically. Like, to me, unless it's... The problem is, like, you don't know if you're going to really enjoy the game that much, like, right whenever you buy it. But,
that is part of the risk, yeah.
I think for me, like, most of the Nintendo stuff, I know a lot of people made a big hissy fit about the game cart problem, or the game key card problem. To me, basically all of the physical Nintendo Switch 2 games that have come out, they've all been fully on the cart. The only ones that haven't been have been third-party stuff. So all of like the actual Nintendo games are fully on the cartridge, because Nintendo doesn't make big games, but
right.
Stuff like Street Fighter was not on the cart, and Cyberpunk was not on the cart. But I kind of expect that because those games are really big. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be mostly third party on carts. I think that's pretty, or on the game key cards. And I think that's just a result of. I think that's just a result of just how big and bloated a lot of third party games can be. They're just chunky boys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and even indie games are also a weird category because a lot of them have gotten Switch 2 releases, but they're also like dog shit. Like I really love A Hat in Time.
Yeah,
I think it's a really cool indie game, but on Switch 2, it still runs at 30 frames, and it's like, is that worth going out and buying even digitally on the Switch, much less physically? No. Just keep it on PC if it's going to run that badly. And, there are even games that I have digitally on the Switch, like Celeste, that I kind of wish I had the cart for. It's like a $35 cart, but it's like, man, I don't want to buy the game again.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're kind of, sometimes you're stuck in a rock and a hard place, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for me, I'm kind of not big on the game key cards, because you've told me that, and I've seen this, but basically, if you bought like a game on the Wii digitally, you can still go and download it. You just can't buy games from the Wii eShop anymore.
Right.
So they just basically, I think they just keep like one server or whatever with all the games on it, so that way if someone needs to download it, they can just do it. I'm sure not that many people download it after a certain time, so the servers, it doesn't get overloaded. There's also one topic I forgot to put on the docket. I just put it on there, but I thought it was interesting. Just a real quick one, but I saw this game. I know, big Sonic fan too, but it's called Sonic Rumble, and basically what it is it's basically Sonic Fall Guys.
What the hell? Okay.
And I thought this was interesting because I was searching Steam games because the winter sale is going on, and I was like, oh, because I looked up Sonic and I saw this and I was like, what is this? And yeah, I mean it's basically Sonic Fall Guys.
Sonic Rumble?
Yeah, and I think it's free. Yeah, it's free to play. It has, microtransactions to support it. And
what the fuck? It is Sonic Fall Guys.
Yeah, bro.
What the hell is this?
Which is so weird because I know Sonic had a collab with Fall Guys, and you can like wear Sonic in Fall Guys, but now he has his own game.
That is fucking crazy. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It looks like a phone game.
Yeah, it's designed for phones, but they ported it to like everything else.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted
32 players you need for a game. I don't even know if you can get that many. Okay. Well, I think that's everything. That's all we got. Yep. Thanks, y'all, for episode 100. And we'll see you at 101.
Yeah, see you.
I've been Meta.
I've been Kirby. Peace.